All right, we're going to make an answer key for the Punnett Square practice. If you haven't done the Punnett Squares yet, do them first, and then come check this video out and see if you did them correctly. I'm going to do my best to make this neat and legible, and we're going to do purple today, or purpley pink. Okay, number one, in garden peas, round C, R is dominant over wrinkled small r. What will the results be between homozygous dominant male and a recessive female? So parent one, big R, parent two, small r, fill in your squares. And you're going to get all four as big R, small r. So what's our round seed? Remember, round being dominant right there. What's our round seed percentage? It's going to be 100%. Oop, missed my second dot there. And then wrinkled seed is going to be 0%. Missed my dot on that one as well. Okay, so everybody's going to have a dominant trait. That's 100% round. Let's go to number two. Hopefully so far that makes sense. Number two, we're in peas. Yellow, big Y is dominant over green, small y. Our parents are, sorry, those are R's. They should be Y's. So it'll be big Y, small y. And then big Y, small y. So let's go ahead and fill it in. And big Y, small, and small. Okay, we got a lot of different options here, a lot of different outcomes. So yellow is dominant right there. So anybody with a big Y is going to be dominant. I see 1, 2, 3 out of 4, or 75% that are going to be yellow. And then I've got one here that is going to be green, or 1 out of 4 that's going to be 25%. Okay, let's keep going. Number three, we are looking at humans. Straight toes, big S is dominant over curled toes, small s. What would be the result between a recessive male, small s, and a heterozygous female, big S, small s? Let's put our recessive male here, and then we'll go big S there, small s there. So these are both small, and then big, small, and small. Okay, I've got two that have the dominant traits. So 2 out of 4 straight toes, that's going to be 50%. And then obviously we've got 2 out of 4 that are curled, so that's going to be another 50%. Basically, if you have a child in number 3 with those two parents, you got a 50-50 shot of either having straight toes or curled toes. Lovely to think about. Let's go to number 5. The ability to roll the tongue, big R, is determined by a dominant gene, while the recessive gene results in inability to roll the tongue. I cannot roll my tongue, but almost everybody I know can, so sad face for me. A man and his wife can both roll their tongues. They are surprised to find out that their son cannot. Explain how their child is able to roll his tongue. Explain how their child is able to, let's see, that's poor wording there, my mistake. It should be explain why their son cannot roll his tongue, even though they both can, okay? So this goes back to what we talked about yesterday. In order for their son to not be able to roll his tongue, he's got to have 2 small r's, which means that the parents both have to be this right here. So let's drop these down. Small r, big R, and then big, and then small and small. Okay, so for both parents to be able to roll their tongue, they both have to have the dominant trait, right? But in order to have a son or an offspring that cannot, that means the offspring has to get 2 small r's. And so the only way that's possible is with this setup here, with both parents being big R, small r. If one parent was big R, all 4 boxes are going to have a big R in them, and then you're not going to get an option to have an offspring that can roll their tongue, or I'm sorry, that cannot In other words, you wouldn't have this one right here if one of the parents had two big R's. So the only way this is possible is if both parents are big R, small r. And even then, it's only what? It's a 25% chance that their offspring is going to not be able to roll his tongue. So really, if they were really hoping to have a son that could roll his tongue, they got unlucky because it was a 25% chance that he would not be able to. That's kind of a weird thing to hope for. But anyway, number 6, I'm not here to judge. In crocus flowers, white, big W, and purple, big P, are codominant. And the result in a purple and white striped flower when both genes are present. What are the possible results for the cross-pollination of a striped crocus, and a white crocus? My puppy is currently eating the bottom of my chair. Please stop doing that. Let's not eat my chair. Great. So one parent is going to be, hey, stop. A puppy's got to do what a puppy's got to do. Here, get your bone. Go get your bone. Go on. All right, so if we've got a stripe, that means they've got both colors. So that is a W and P. And then we've got a white, which means they don't have any purple in them, which is W, W. Let's fill this guy out. W down, P down, W across, W across. Okay, so we've got two WWs, we've got two WPs. So we've got a 50% chance of getting strictly white flowers. Okay, right here, 50%, 2 out of 4 chance. And then we've got another 2 out of 4 chance right here that we're going to get striped flowers. So 50% that you're going to have both white and purple in your color scheme. And then do we have any that are both P and P? No, we don't. So it's a 0% chance that you're going to get a strictly purple flower. So if you breed a striped crocus with a white crocus, you will never get a purple flower, no matter how many times you do that. All right, let's keep going to number 7. In cattle, red, big R is codominant with white. Roan is the name for when you have a red and a white cow. And then what's the possible results for a white male and a roan female? Sorry, she is still biting the bottom of the chair. Hey, you got to stop doing that. Stop biting my chair. All right, so we've got white male, which means WW, and we've got roan female, which means R and W. So let's fill this guy out. Drop my W's down. WW, WW, R going across, and W going across. Okay, I'm going to get 50% chance of having RW. So 50% chance of being roan, meaning you have a mixture of red and white. And then I've got a 50% chance of being white right there. And then am I going to get any that are RR? No. So it's a 0% chance there. All right, let's keep going. I was about to say, I think we're on the bonus now. All right, so we got a lot to unpack here. It says the following Punnett squares show the result of 4 different crosses Gregor Mendel made with pea plants. In this case, Mendel was looking at flower color, with red being dominant over white. Red is big R, white is little r. For each of the results listed below, write down which cross, and then in parentheses there, Punnett square applies. So let's look at A down here. It says he crossed. I don't know why that circle keeps showing up. I've erased it, I think 3 different times now. There we go. Hopefully. So it says he crossed a red flowered plant with a white flowered plant. Red flowered plant, white flowered plant. His results were 126 red flowering plants and 122 white flowering plants. All right. Big R is red. Small r is white. So if he's taking red and crossing them with white, what do we know? Okay, we know that one parent has to have a big R, and we know that the white parent has to have what? 2 small r's. Okay, we don't know necessarily what that second allele is for the first parent, but we can figure that out pretty easily. Okay. And how can I do that? Because if this combination is happening and you're getting some white, that means you know it cannot be big R, because if it was big R, look up here at this one, you're going to get 4 boxes that all have a big R in them. Okay. So if this cross is producing white flowered plants, at least almost half the time, 126 versus 122, then you know that it's got to be big R, small r. And so you are going to get this one right here. So this would be A. Okay, we've got the white parent, small r. We've got the red parent, but also able to produce white offspring. Okay, let's go to letter B. Hopefully, there we go. My scroll's working. He crossed a red flowered plant with a white flowered plant. His results were 307 red and 0 white. Okay, that's just like we were talking about. So in order to be producing no white plants, okay, there's a white parent, but all of the offspring are turning out to be red. We know that parent has to be big R and big R. So the white is obviously going to be small r. The red has to be big R, okay? So for letter B, we got to find big R, small r, and here we are. See what I did there? Some play on letters, I guess. So B is going to be number 1. Let's go to C. He crossed a red flowered plant with a red flowered plant. He got 306 red, 110 white. Okay, so he's crossing red with red, but we also know that we're getting about 1/4 of them. If we combine 110 here with the 306, that's about 416 plants, about 110 of them white. So that tells us that even though both parents are red, there has to be what in there? At least 1 small r for each. Now let's go up top and check this out. Number 3 right here. Right there. If I have big R, small r, I've got 1, 2, 3 that are going to be red, and then I've got 1 that's going to be white. In other words, it's about a 1 in 4 shot that you're going to get a white flower. So that would make sense with letter C. About 1/4 of the total number of flowers turned out to be white. And there you go, about 1/4 in our Punnett Square as well. Okay, now process of elimination, I'll still talk about it, but obviously we know that number 2 is going to be D. So he crossed a red flowered plant with a red. He got 300 red and 0 white. What do we know? It's got to be big R for each parent. And then if he's getting 0, we've got options here. One parent could be big R, small r, and look at that. In our Punnett Square right here, the other parent is big R, small r. Look at that. In the boxes, though, all 4 of them have the dominant trait. And so we know for a fact that there's a 0% chance you're going to get white flowers. And there is our answer. So down here, you got options, but we know that none of them are turning out white. So there you go. That's it. Hopefully that helps. We got a quiz tomorrow on this. It's just going to be on this Punnett Square stuff. Hopefully this helped you. Check your answers. I'll have a video uploaded tomorrow morning kind of walking you through the quiz a little bit, and then we'll get into it. And then it's spring break, even though, we've kind of been on break-ish. We're going to go into a break. So next week, you're not going to see any posts. So if you've got work to catch up on that you missed, go back and do that. But I'll talk more about this tomorrow. I'm going to quickly scroll through all the answers real quick if you want to see anything again. And then again, if none of this is making any sense, or if you want to talk to me about it, just shoot me an email, let me know. And I'll do my best to explain it over again. All right, let me know if you need any help. There's everything again. I'll talk to you guys later.